All right, so welcome to our official part two of us talking about our Black in Japan experience.
Correct. 2025. But we're talking about it in 2026. So now what? Since it
Yeah,
was in November. So, 2026, 2024, y'all be all right. It's recent.
y'all didn't know
It
Black
just
people could be
happened.
4D, huh? Talk about stuff in
Right.
4D. Right, right. So there was a couple of things we forgot to talk about in the last video. Basically, this is what some things that we thought were some good topics to touch on our way back from doing our walk. First thing I did on the way back was video the bathroom for the guest house. I thought it was interesting to see the guest house. So they had a big ass bathroom for females and males. One
Mhm.
bathroom with a toilet, and then four stalls with bathrooms. Each had pretty decent
Showers.
privacy. Yeah, showers. That's what it was. Showers. Each had pretty good privacy. Each had its own door and stuff. Like you would never see something like this in the U.S. Well, I don't know what gyms look like in Japan anyway, but the bathrooms were
Um,
nice as hell. The soap was nice. It was called Fiesta. Very good for lathering. Um, I don't know how much they cost though, but I do like the smell of soap and how well it lathered. And then when I was
right.
done peeking around the bathroom area, I went back upstairs. Stairs are steep as hell, by the way, and
That's correct.
death trap if you're not careful. And I went and joined up with Joker at the vending machines.
This is correct.
Yes.
Um, so the vending machine was an experience in its own, I guess, because of the fact that the vending machines here are a lot different than the vending machines in Japan. I don't think, to be honest, the vending machines in Japan put the vending machines in America just to rest. Like it's damn near embarrassing. And what I mean by that is like there's more options and the price, not necessarily of just the vending machine, but just of stuff in general, is just so much. It's so different. It's so different that it's dang near sad like to see this stuff, but it was good stuff. That was one of the first things that we really wanted to do while going to Japan, was check out the vending machines, because, well,
Why not?
that's one of the famous parts of Japan, believe it
The
or not.
Georgia black coffee. It was ice cold, pretty good. My first time ever actually liking black coffee. Amazing coffee. Didn't give me the shits or anything. And yeah, and then after that we went to bed. Really.
Yep.
The,
Yeah.
the sleep. I'm not gonna lie. We did take a nap, of course, but after walking around, that was pretty much enough time to burn off some energy, so we slept decently.
Hmm.
And it felt nice not having to wake up early to go on a plane. Not gonna lie.
That was definitely the best thing, I guess you can say, was the past couple of days we had to get up early every single time just to get on a plane, which, to be honest, kind of sucked. I mean, it was understandable, because that's just how it is when you're traveling. But I think in the span of maybe, what, let's go maybe 70 hours, maybe not even, no, that's a
Yeah, it was
couple of
probably like
days. It was,
50.
let's go 50, right? A
Yeah,
little bit
50 at
over
most.
uh 2 days, maybe some change. We went to three different countries. So when I said that we slept, it wasn't like good sleep. Do you know what I mean? So it was good to actually
You
get
find a
some
position and
spacious
fold like a
sleep.
pretzel and sleep, maybe.
Yeah, because any other sleep was, well, via plane, cramped in the corner, or getting gassed out in Toronto. But you know what I mean? We were able to actually sleep, and I think that the sleep was good. The beds themselves were all right. Um, uh, but I think that it was more based off just being able to not, you got to sleep on your own terms, right? You didn't have to wake up early, do whatever.
Hmm.
But
I will
it was
say
it was
that
it was nice.
waking up, you were more careful than usual because of how thin the walls are.
Oh yeah. So while we're still in this section, one, the place itself again was already nice. We had talked about the bathrooms and just the way that everything looked. It was cool, but the walls were very, very thin. Obviously, that was just at that one. I mean, I'm not sure if that's just something that's normalized or if that's, whatever. But we know for sure that over there, I was literally in the bathroom at one time, and Yeshua wasn't even talking loud, like at all on his phone. And I can hear everything that he was saying.
Hmm.
Like, which was crazy. You had to be pretty careful on what you said,
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
if privacy is going to be a thing, definitely think twice before renting a guest house.
Well, yeah,
I don't know
shared
if
guest
all
house.
guest houses or shared guest houses have
Yeah,
thin
like if
walls
you
like that, but that one in particular at the Ice Mountain guest house walls were kind of thin.
yes, that one was rather skinny.
Yeah, but we got ready, put on the swag, and we went to go get breakfast
Bro just
at.
said swag, bro. I might knock everything off my desk right
Bro, I'm
now.
a '97 baby. I was born in between. I can say that. I'm
Like
not.
everything off my desk might hit the ground because he just said that.
Bro, I can say that, bro. I'm black. It's not like I'm some white person claiming it's Gen Z. I think I of all people should be allowed to say that. But
Sensational.
we got breakfast, ate at Lawson. I don't know if we didn't talk about it enough before, but in case we didn't, you have Lawson is one of the best places in Japan to get a cheap breakfast, and they have a
Yes,
variety,
they.
hot and
I
cold
was
drinks.
literally, I was literally in LA like this weekend, and Kuro was like, "Hey, you trying to go to a 7-Eleven and grab something?" I said, "Bro, I'm not touching a 7-Eleven until I go back to Japan, bro." Like it's not even the same, bro. Like it, yeah, no, bro, no, no. They have variety and things are cheap, quisha. Like, huh? For
Yeah,
real.
I think I got some pack. It was like a variety. It had like egg, chicken, piece of pork, and some other stuff, but it was good. I had that like 5 times while I was out there. Crazy
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah. It was good, but it also felt good just being able to eat breakfast again, knowing that we were gonna be able to start our day to go on out there into Shinjuku.
Hmm.
And mind you, this is our first time going in the day. We showed up at nighttime, and the little wraparound that we did was also during nighttime, so we didn't really actually get a chance to see it
Yeah.
during the day. But
This time
Jojo,
we
what,
got
what, do,
to
you, what do you
see
think?
throughout the day. One of the first things that I noticed while walking around Shinjuku is just like people, the population. Walking past hundreds, maybe even 1,000, more than 1,000 people in a day, maybe even
Oh,
thousands.
we walked past a lot.
And then my brain is like operating two different phases. Phase one is just me looking at the environment, looking at the buildings, acknowledging
Mm,
how buildings don't take up so much space and they're tall as hell because, like I mentioned before, buildings in Japan, they tend to be more narrow, so they don't take up so much space going wide. And so they'll go high up and sometimes even a few floors down. And
mm,
that's for the malls, some restaurants, and some bars, and definitely a ton of these apartments and some homes as well. And they all look nice as hell, bro. I can say with confidence that no single apartment complex looked exactly the same. Like how in the U.S. we have these cookie cutter
yeah.
hotels and suburban homes. Like nothing like that was happening in Shinjuku. For the most part, all of the apartments looked very different in terms of their architecture. And I think I was talking about, and then phase two would be with me paying attention to the people and noticing
Yes.
how they have multiple glances back and forth, quintuple takes. Just, I wish they would just look at me so I can say hi or something. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, going based off of, I guess you could say, my turn here. It around the same. It was definitely a culture shock. It was already a culture shock as soon as we stepped foot, like I said in the last video, into Japan. Like we weren't even outside yet. I already felt it just in the airport. But in the day, it's I feel like it's a different feeling because everything's so bright, you can see everything, right? Like like you're paying attention to everything. The first thing that I saw was the amount of people that were outside, not just outside, but on foot. Like Japan
Mhm.
is really a walking like, you know what I mean, like
A
place, like for
walkable
real.
city,
And you can tell just strictly off of just looking at
a walkable
how
country.
people move around. Like there were cars, sure, but there were nowhere near as many cars or anything like that. There were people walking. Like it was really nice. And I would like to say as well that I did feel, I don't know. I mean, when you're black like us and you are definitely above average height, we stick out like sore thumbs. Like for real. It was an interesting feeling, I guess you can say, but I don't think that it was anything of prejudice. I think it was just ignorance and maybe like more like, you know what I'm saying, like because we got stares, like there were some looks, but I think that there was a good portion of stairs. And what I mean by, I'm not talking about the joints that you climb, right? People were I think that you don't really see that many black people in Japan already, right? Makes sense. Okay, understood. But the amount of, I don't know if like eagerness is the word, but just like I didn't feel like it was any racial intent behind the stares. I think it was just more of curiosity. Do you know what I mean? And no, I'm not trying to be one of those guys that are trying to like give an excuse for that. Like they don't really see us every day. You know what I mean? But it was definitely very cultural. I did like seeing just the outside of it. But something that I'm kind of surprised Yeshua didn't point out is, bro, we saw it at nighttime, all of the host bars and all of the advertisement for it, but they don't put that stuff down during the day. We got little kids walking around and it's just out still.
Yeah, bro. The host bars, and they'll sometimes the host will be outside too in the daytime, and they'll be out with the sign advertising and stuff. But I remember there being this one spot where it's just like in the US, they have these huge advertisement signs that are like 20 feet up in the air.
Mhm.
Imagine that, but it's like eye level, and it's like
It's on the ground.
yeah, like and then but it's like 20 or 30 different signs broken up into smaller advertisements advertising different hosts for different clubs. Some of them are just guy hosts, and then in another part or another street, it's one with a bunch of female hosts. And that's just for the
Mhm.
signs. Sometimes there are just buildings with a bunch of small rectangles with the faces of the hosts there too, with their names. Probably not the real names. It's probably like a stage name or something like that.
Yeah, stage names. More times than none, they're not going to have their real information out there, just in case of, stalkers and stuff like that. Somebody get a little too attached and forget that it's just a service. Now they at your house or at your, you know, messing with
Yeah,
your family and everything.
and
So
and
makes
then
sense.
there's the 18 plus. I don't even know what, because I never went inside any of them. I don't even know what's inside of them.
Yeah,
From
me
what I
neither. I'm gonna
researched,
assume bars
uh,
of some sort.
some sort, yes. From what I researched online, some of them are places that really just show off women. Not in the same sense as like a strip club, but
Yeah,
in that's on that same frequency. But on the outside of these buildings, it's straight like explicit anime girls. And on one of the buildings, the girl was like damn near fully naked, and the only thing censoring her private parts were just black bars. Like that was it. And you're seeing this in broad daylight. People of all ages, teens, minor, like are just walking
they're
past
just
seeing
yeah,
this.
they're just walking around, and I'm like, bro, that was a little bit of a shock because I'm not gonna say you don't see that. Like hey, hell, we live in Houston. Like you go on the freeway, you can drive past somewhere, you can see something that might say like adult, like video store
Adult
or something
videos.
like
That's
that,
it,
right?
bro.
But that's it. Like you're not gonna see nothing until you actually go in there. And then once you go in there, then yeah, you're gonna get some of that extra crispy whatever, I guess. But it's you have to be in there, right? Here, bro, I'm talking about there was like a whole, I want to say grade school. I don't know exactly what it was, but you got kids that are getting out of school walking around. They're walking right past these big
Mm-hmm.
buildings with just
Ass and
the
titties.
girls with the workout. And I'm just like,
Yep.
yo,
Just out.
just out and risking it for the biscuit. I'm like, dude, what's really going on?
And we'll probably talk about this in another video as to how
Yeah,
morally right or wrong it is. But I definitely do think it desensitizes society who can allow for something like that to just be out there like that. That's as far as I'll comment on seeing that for
yeah,
now,
yeah.
anyway.
We'll dive into that for the what do you
And
call it?
besides that, another thing that we noticed was honestly how clean it is. Like for there to be thousands of people walking around in Shinjuku, like it's just clean as hell compared to a city like Houston, which is like what the fifth most populated city in the U.S. I think
Fourth,
fourth or fifth, fourth. And so it was just clean as
one of those
hell.
populated.
Man, I think even more. It might have been even more busy because there was a festival going on. I don't remember the name of the festival, but I know people were walking around with these charms that ranged from being small to very big. I don't know
Yes,
why I zoomed in. My camera did. And the bigger the charm, obviously, the more it costs. But the more you spend on the charm, the idea is that the more you spend, the more fortune you get towards reaching your financial goals.
right.
And so each time you go to the festival, you buy a bigger charm, symbolizing that well, you should theoretically be making more money so you can afford a bigger charm. Um, I'll see if I can find the festival name and stuff so I can give some more context to it on screen. But yeah, we did that, and I think at that point, did we do anything else before walking back to the guest house?
We did stop by a the name of the bar is escaping me right now. But well, not a bar, it was a ramen spot. It wasn't a bar. We did stop by to get some ramen, and that was our first taste of actual Japanese like
Mm,
ramen. And I'm not gonna lie to you, first of all, and I'm gonna just keep it a stat because it's what we're talking about. The prices were damn near like unreal, like in a good sense, because we were right next to a ramen spot, pretty much, right? And Ari,
here in
and
Baytown.
it's not even like the same price that you would spend to get a ramen bowl with, maybe if you want to get a drink. Let's say you want to get a drink, is it's not even comparable
You can get like
to what
three in
you
Japan.
get over there. And the thing that's crazy is that the Japanese ones taste better. Like they're back there, they're making it. It just it's like it's all the way live out there in Japan. Like it's cool. I'm not gonna cap. It's cool. It's definitely
Yeah, I'd
cool
say it
to
tastes like
even see that.
50% better. The broth tastes like it's made from like just more natural ingredients, and so
Yeah.
and the noodles, of course, are definitely A1. Like
So
I
the
think that we had got like a
we
beer
got
too. I
a
think.
yeah, we got a draft beer, I think is what they call it. It's like Sapporo. The beer tasted really good. It was really nice, and I think everything was just easier out there because the way that even like you ordered it, like you just went, typed in the machine, the lady saw it, they went ahead and got to cooking, and it felt good in that
Hmm.
bar, if that makes sense. Like it just felt good.
Like if ramen could be that cheap, I'd imagine people would just eat that every day
Yeah,
in the United
no,
States.
for real.
But yeah, after doing that, we basically just walked. I'm pretty sure we walked back to the apartment, and I think we talked for a little bit. I tried recording a video. We basically just talked about what our day was like in the video, like how we're
Yeah,
doing
pretty much
now.
what. Yeah,
And we took a nap. Pretty
yep.
good
And that
nap.
was I guess you could say, the basis of how that began. It was a well deserved nap.
I
Definitely.
promise you it was.
It was a well deserved nap. We experienced Shinjuku, which was it didn't leave me wanting more in a sense that I didn't feel fulfilled. In Shinjuku, it left me wanting more because it's like I knew that our journey had just started and I already it was already just an eye opener, and that was in a city that's supposed to be known for nightlife, not necessarily daytime
Mhm.
shenanigans. You know what I mean?
And after the nap, we had already confirmed a club that we wanted to check out. It was one of the top clubs to check out in the area.
Hmm.
And
And Warp Shinjuku,
yeah, Warp Shinjuku was the name of the place. On the way there, there was a well,
man,
on the
man,
way there, I think I put B-roll in the last video to talk about it, but the touts at night are an experience.
y'all are different. Y'all are different, bro. I'm not even gonna. Y'all are just different.
Like, and it's crazy because again, in here in the United States, you're not gonna see anything remotely close to that. It's even in, like the strips in the United States, like Midtown, for
Hmm.
Houston, for example, where we have a strip of bars and clubs you can go to. There aren't going to be people trying to sell sex to you, bro. Like, maybe it's because the strip clubs are a thing, and if you want it, you just go to it. There aren't any signs with half naked women. There aren't anybody with signs advertising for you to go to these clubs. There aren't no dudes trying to force you to go into these clubs either. Now, there are situations here in the United States where if you go into a club and they don't like you or you're not willing to pay and they think you're broke or whatever, you can get kicked out, right?
Yeah,
As long as you're not tweaking or anything, there isn't going to be any violence. Now, here in Shinjuku, with these touts, bro, uh,
them boys got muscles, bro. Man,
I think for the most part, people usually associate them with being Nigerians, the dudes.
yeah,
We don't fully know if all of them are Nigerians, but stereotypically, they're the touts that are black and tall and buff, considered Nigerians. And then their
mm,
partners in crime would be the Chinese looking ladies that look like they're in their like late 50s or something.
yes. Interesting, interesting people. Which is crazy. I think that the reason why that I'm pretty sure there's probably some things like that in America, right? I don't want to try to say that there is or there isn't. But I think that the reason why it would be harder is because, and this might be a good thing, surprisingly, is that the police in America are just too goddamn nosy. So they would be all up in those establishments trying to tear all of that down. You know what I'm saying? Whereas this might be, I guess you could say, the fault where, like, in Japan, they're so, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that the police don't care, but they're just kind of like, it would be hard to get them to get into those places and break down that,
And
unfortunately.
it's like it's prostitution is illegal in the US. But
For sure.
obviously behind closed doors in these strip clubs, there
Yeah.
you have the privacy of being able to do what you want to do without anybody knowing. Whereas over here, it's almost like the rules, even prostitution is illegal in Japan as well, but like the rules that govern it are feel a lot more lax. Like,
Mhm.
I saw a guy talking about it online where you can they can sell you a tea for like 100 or not well 100 to a few $100 USD, and you sip tea for like 5 minutes, and then
And then it's everything's good now.
you go do the works to whoever you paid to whoever you paid. So I know the government does plan on taking action to kind of regulate it, but as of right now in 2025 of
Yeah,
November, that's kind of the way it is.
it's looking a little rough. To put it that way, it's looking a little rough, but
And that's not. And
it's
then there's also
definitely,
the girls. The I don't even know what these aren't like the hostess girls either.
no, they're
Um,
just Chinese ladies that are
no,
outside.
not the Chinese ladies, but the younger ones. I guess the product that's
Uh, well,
like
to be honest,
when
from
we
my
as we got
knowledge,
closer to the Warp Shinjuku,
yeah,
remember that spot where they're all lined up with the sign.
yeah, there's like a street that's in front of Warp where they're all literally just lined up.
lined up and with writing on the signs, kind of telling you what their deals are, like all you can drink, but it's really not all you can drink, or prices for. Well, they're not gonna put prices for hand jobs and sex or anything.
Yeah, that would
But
be
the Chinese ladies will
obviously
tell you
being
that
marked down.
out of their mouths.
And
They're-
they're only gonna tell the foreigners that. So
yep,
even if you, which is crazy because from what I know, like other than a certain type of Asian that just looks completely different, like maybe Indian or Filipino that are a little bit darker, like you some other Asians, like let's say a Chinese guy might walk there and then obviously like since most of the touts are non-Japanese, they're just gonna like the African dudes are gonna go talk to aren't gonna talk to the Chinese guys. They're just gonna assume that they're you know what I mean? Like that they're Japanese. They won't do this with Japanese people. It's
definitely
only
not.
going to be foreigners. And by foreigners, I mean people that don't look Japanese.
Hmm.
Like I had a friend who he's part Japanese, but he's more American and he grew up in America. He didn't have a problem with a tout at all when he went out there. I said, must be nice.
So yeah, as a foreigner, you look like a foreigner, they will assume that you're ignorant and try to take advantage of you. So definitely be
Correct.
careful of that. Was it a Monday night, right? Monday
Yes.
night,
Monday
slash
night.
about to be
Monday night.
Tuesday morning that we were out, and yeah, we went into Warp Shinjuku. The tickets that we paid for come there. You also get like these vouchers for you to get drinks as well, and
Yes.
so which is goaded. Some places in
Oh
the
no,
U.S. have that,
that's
but it's not
yeah.
common. Like it's very common for a lot of the clubs in Shinjuku where you pay to get in, and they give you vouchers to get free shots or free drinks in general. And so that was a nice surprise. We got in, got our free drinks, and we just kind of went around. Now, it's called Warp Shinjuku for a reason because
Yeah.
I believe there's like 4 or 5 different rooms, and the idea is that each room you're warping into a new genre of music. And
Yeah.
so the main one, of course, is EDM, techno. Another one will have like house music. Another one would have like R&B. Oh no, R&B hip hop. They really like earlier 2000s hip hop for some reason, and they'll play some mainstream songs here and there. And then there was another room. I don't remember what the genre was for that other room.
I think it might have just been so you had EDM, you had I don't think it was hip hop because it was only hip hop one day, the one that was up top. The hip
Mm,
hop one was really the bottom one, like the bottom left one. You know which one I'm talking about?
I don't remember, bro. I
Or
just
that was
remember it
next to
being
the
a room.
bathrooms. And
I know we
then
were in that downstairs. Once we discovered the downstairs one with the hip hop, we were there often.
pretty much for yeah, forever after that point. We just stayed there. And I mean, for good reason. It was they played music obviously that we know and that we
Hmm.
like.
And the people
So
that
it was
go
nice.
there, which there are always going to be people in there because Japanese people like hip hop. There,
Yeah.
there are people in all the rooms in general. There are always people in all the rooms. So if you don't want to be in that huge EDM room with a shit ton of people, go into any of the other rooms. Not all the time will it be empty. Like you have to worry less about it being empty than it is being super packed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. But it was definitely an experience more or less for I guess the fact that I have never been to and this is maybe just a me thing. I've never been to a club where people were where there was just so much there was different parts in the club that all had different clubs in it, if that made sense. Like so that was
Mm,
already kind of cool to experience for my first time. But I mean, hell, I was really easily impressionable. It was the first club in Tokyo, and apparently we had unknowingly picked the spot that is known for nightlife. So it was nice. It was a nice club experience. Like I said, we met some people at the in line, and shout out to them. I mean, I got so many people's Instagram out there. I have no idea who's even who anymore. Like
yeah, I remember maybe not their names, but definitely faces. And from the experiences I had with them, those are the ones that stick out. the dude that was stacking. But I don't. That was on the first night though, so I'm not
That
gonna
was
say.
on a different day,
Yeah, so
but
I'll save
that
that for
was
later.
we're gonna call him Shanghai. That's our guy. He's literally from Shanghai, but that was
Yeah,
on that was on the day after. That was our second day at Warp. Our first day was different.
yeah.
First
First
day
night
was
was
kind of very
chill,
rare.
just checking it out.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, the free drinks, it wasn't like no random BS. It was good stuff.
Yeah, a drink like that because they're always serving a drink with Red Bull for some reason. Like they want people tweaking in their club. Like grape Red Bull. I hate grape flavored anything, but it was free, so I was like, screw it.
Yeah, exactly. Free, screw it, why not?
And some nights they give you like more than one too, and you can substitute it for other drinks as well. But free drinks, music, Warp Shinjuku is definitely goated. I recommend anybody that goes to Tokyo in
Yes,
general. You go to Warp Shinjuku. If you're in Shinjuku
it
in
definitely,
general, there's no choice. There's no choice. If
literally.
definitely
And
say what's up to Disco. That man's
yes,
goaded. He is the life of that club. Oh my god.
and we'll get into detail how we met him because that was on the second night, which is
Hmm.
easy crazier because you know that it was good if we're trying to experience as much as we can and we go to one club and we're like, we need to go back to this club.
Yes.
So like we
Spin
literally
back.
had to we did a run back because we were just like, nah, this club specifically is fire. So we made sure that we ran that back.
Was there anything you think you disliked about the club?
That I disliked about the club, I don't like. I don't even want to sound like a glazer, but I don't think that there was any, bro. Like I think the club and everything was so fluent and just it felt nice like being in there that there was nothing that I felt like I was missing. Do you know what I mean?
I will say the only thing I said dislike was that there is no limit to how much people they'll let into that club. Like, some clubs
Okay,
or in the
yeah.
US, they'll hold you out. So they'll have made the line stop until people start leaving the club so they can let other people in. They don't give a damn at Warp Shinjuku. They'll have you packed in there
Yeah.
like sardines. Hot as hell, they don't give a
So
damn.
I think that it was decent on our first night because I don't want to say that it's always packed, but there's always going to be people,
Hmm.
if that makes sense, right? Um, uh, it wasn't super packed the first night, so it was all right. But there was a night that when we get there, we'll let you know that yeah, when it gets
Hmm.
packed, it's packed. Like there's just not really anything you could do. Like it's packed. You're there. Which I mean, if I'm gonna just keep it a stack, if you're intoxicated, you don't really care. I'm just keeping it stack. If you're intoxicated, it literally doesn't matter to you at all. Like
Yeah.
your brain is in a different stratosphere already, anyways. So it doesn't matter. But just for the people that might be kind of claustrophobic but are trying to like more claustrophobic introverted people that are trying to break out of that shell and get to those clubs, look at the line for Warp. If you go in and there's going to be a line most of the time, but you got to if the line is doing a whole zigzag going out into the street, you might want to skip out on that night.
Yes. Unless that's what you want.
Now,
If you like to be sweaty and packed like sardines, then by all means. But
again, if you're drunk, get in line because it's not really going to matter. But as far as Shinjuku goes, I think that might have been. I know we didn't really go to too many clubs, but that might have been damn near the best one. I don't even give a damn,
Mhm.
bro. Like Warp was even we did the whole like Google whatever showed up first, and Warp was the first thing that showed up.
Well, I had a list of
So
clubs for us to go to. I had at least like maybe 10 clubs that we could have tried out.
yeah, no, we had some options, but Warp was
A lucky
definitely
first pick.
that was. I'm glad we went. I'm glad that we went there first because it would have sucked we used if we used up 3 nights trying to experiment with different clubs and then
Hmm.
they all sucked and it's just like, oh well, like because there was definitely one night that we took a L at, but we'll tell you that
Hmm.
when we get there.
And then after Warp, I'm pretty sure on the way home we went to Lawson to get something to eat before we
Mhm.
went home. I think
Yep.
it might have been that night where we discovered the power of them chicken nuggets.
Oh God, they come with the little chicken on the box.
Yep,
Yeah, the little cartoon chicken. Yeah, yeah,
them
yeah. I
things are
turned up
goaded.
on them joints.
Made with real chicken.
I turned up on them joints for real.
U.S. on some other stuff when it comes the McDonald's anyway. The fast food,
It
because to
is.
be honest, the food at Lawson is technically fast food, but it's not. It's not like it's made fresh. Like all the food there is fresh.
Yeah, they have the grill like or the stove open. Like you could see the
Hmm.
door behind the cash register of the people cooking the stuff, which
Yeah.
is crazy. I'm not
Or
saying they cook everything in there.
let me say it's more
But
fresh because I'm pretty sure the nuggets probably come frozen. But
exactly, that's what I
the
was saying. I'm not sure. I'm not saying they cook everything in there.
yeah,
I'm
but
sure something
you could
probably comes
tell
from the
that the
freezer.
preservatives there aren't there like how they are in the food here in the U.S.
Yeah,
The McDonald's food lasts for like eons. like, like I can put some shit in like a time capsule and put it underground and dig it up. Have my great grandkids dig it up 150 years later, and it probably still won't be spoiled. I'm exaggerating, but
for sure.
that just goes to show how much preservatives are put into fast food here in the United States traditionally.
It's it,
So Lawson, 7-Eleven, y'all are good for that food over there in Japan.
and Family Mart.
Family Mart. I don't remember too much of Family Mart.
They're all the same store.
Oh,
We
well,
were
there
just
you go.
closer to Lawson and 7-Eleven, but Family Mart's exactly the same thing.
But yeah, that's about it for our second night slash morning in Japan, man.
Day two.
Go to day 2, and we look forward to definitely talking to y'all about day 3.
That's correct. And then just even the rest of the days, we got some really good
Yes.
and interesting stories for the rest of the days that I'm sure you guys will really like. Some of the sneak peeks will include us walking home and seeing some dude just using the bathroom outside randomly for no reason. Other sneak peeks include us hopping out of the hell Uber. Um, uh,
He
and
was
as soon as we
driving
hopped
like he
out,
was in a Hellcat, but it was just a small ass
right,
Toyota. Like what the heck?
right. That's one of the previews, and then even stepping out and seeing as soon as we walk out, we turn to the left and see some dudes' butt cheeks. Like
Mhm.
we got some stories for the next days. So don't worry, we're gonna, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. These first couple days are just calm, kind of calm.
It was
Getting used to it.
experiencing more, but I think that the third days where it spiced up because then we met the homie Disco, and then that's when we also met Star and Lynn. We met all three of them
Hmm.
that same day.
Go to the ass people, but
Yeah, cool people. Love y'all. Love
yes.
y'all to death.
But yeah, that's the end of our video. Y'all stay warm. It's cold as hell here in Texas. Stay hydrated.